Hello again. As always, I am your DM, Bjorn Anders, with the Dice Jailers channel, and here we are doing a series of horror one shots. This being the first one, or it'll be a horror one game if everybody dies and we don't get to continue the story. So that's where we are. The music and sound effects you'll hear brought to you by Sirenscape. Sirenscape is awesome because as long as you give them credit for being awesome, they will let you use their stuff in your stream game like we do. And their shit is cool. So yeah, I actually paid for their stuff before we started using them on here. So this isn't me just shilling them because I let people use it. I actually dig it. Jordan, what do we got?
Yeah, so we've got our usual shout outs to our friends, the Dice Cast Gaming, Ugly Radio, Save the D8, No Latency, Anti-Heroes Anonymous, all our friends that you should also watch if you somehow get through all of our content and still need more. And then I guess we'll also go to the Jamie announcement, which is now me. Once I pull it up, you'll see over here on the screen the link to our
It's the
Ko-fi.
J name announcement.
Yeah, let's call it that.
Yeah, there you go.
Over here, we have the link to our Ko-fi, where you can send us money to help support the show, as well as it will get you into our Discord channel, where we mostly share memes. There's a spot to wildly speculate about the story with all of us, as well as just an AMA channel. So you should give us money and join. So with that, money please! I think I did
As
an
always,
okay, Jamie. Yeah. God damn it. All right, fair enough. That's more like it. Now that one's more Jamie.
It is. But with that, let's introduce your wonderful selves and your characters for this series of games. Jordan, let's start with your character. Who are you playing today?
For sure. So you've seen the channel. I'm Jordan, and I'm playing as Yoros, relatively tall, intellectual ASMR cleric.
You're playing an intellectual cleric. I want to see how this goes.
Yeah, I know.
Praise you for going against type.
Go to Monica.
That's me. I'm Monica. Hi. I am playing Ajax. She is a human fighter. She's kind of thin for a fighter, and kind of like she's one of those. She doesn't look like she's like washed her hair in several days. She's a little greasy. She's a little limp looking, I would say. Scimitar, shield. No, short sword, shield.
Love it.
Yep.
Let's go over to Ash.
Hi, my name's Ash. My pronouns are they, them, and I'll be playing Daemus Young, who's, Die for short. It's sort of a Balkan-looking, kind of scrappy, bearded, long, dark hair. He's a bard. And, he's just here to have a good time. I don't know. I don't think he takes anything too seriously. Probably a problem.
Maybe. And last but not least,
Skylar, they, them pronouns. I will be playing Rael Amakir, who is an elven rogue, and that's just about all you need to know about them.
Oh.
Usually that's all you need to know about a rogue.
I think this might be our least binary group yet.
It might be, and I'm always a fan of that. The four of you have been adventuring together fairly short time. You're collective employees who have a little bit of history, a couple simple jobs under your belts. Investigate that creepy sound in the windmill. What are those shapes at midnight in the graveyard? And you are brought before the well-known Beric Henrik Rennet. He's a well-respected lord of some towns and farmholds, and he has explained to you that his wife, the Baroness Eleanor Rennet, has gone missing. She attended a masque at Count Labrim Moldavia's estate, Moldavia Manor, 2 nights ago. She has not returned home, nor has there been any word from the manor. The Baron sought out you for, specifically, being that he's well aware that for whatever your personal reasons are, if you have a job to do, you'll get the job done. And he has promised you, if you will find out what happened to Eleanor and bring her home. He has promised each of you your own reward. Perhaps you wish the title of knight. Perhaps you need a pardon for your crimes. Maybe a sack with 100 gold in it is what you need. Or you're just looking for a plot of land for yourself or someone that matters to you. He has the means to fulfill this request. And he explains the importance of having her there is, while he has always had the ability to rule with empathy, he can't do it without her, as she's the one who does it with intelligence. Basically, he explains to you all, we are a team. You could say I am the kindness, and, well, she's the intelligence and the scheduling and basically everything else that makes these towns run. So until she's back, I'm kind of winging it, and that is, well, less than we'll say ideal. And so you are brought to the manor in question. It was about a full day's journey there. The roads were safe. You traveled without incident, and you arrive as nightfall has hit. The withered, gloomy manor, sitting amongst some sickly trees as you approach. You can see there's a fair amount of mold and moss that's kind of collecting along some of the stone walls and even under some of the eaves of the manor itself. The windows they're very high. They are tall. You can see a single front wooden door on it that is closed. To the path to the left, beyond the manor, you can see where there are some stables, and beyond that, it looks like there is some additional housing. But as you are here, having approached the banner, it is up to all what you want to do. You should have access to your tokens on Roll20 if you want to move them around the map to suggest where you're going, by all means. But as we arrive here, what are some brief descriptions of what we see, starting with Ajax? You said she's tall and somewhat slight. As far as armaments?
Yeah, she's wearing chain. The shield and sword that she has are clearly like family, like heirlooms. She looks kind of like the light has gone out of her. She's here. She's here. She's dark skinned. She's got like straight black hair that's just it hangs. Like, it's lank, it's greasy, it's sad, honestly. And she is wearing a glove on the hand that, like, on her shield arm and not on the other.
And then Dai. So we know that we have this very kind of rocker look. Musician. What do you carry an instrument? And if so, what instrument are you carrying?
Yeah, I carry a Kravik lyre. It's like sort of a Nordic one-handed lyre that I have. I've got like leather armor, kind of a vest, jacket situation. Also long, dark hair, but there's a lot of flounce to it. It kind of like moves around me. Yeah, I also have an amulet. It's a holy symbol of Coralon, the elven god of war and music.
Okay. I was curious if it would be to the goddess Pantene, but not so much.
Yeah, converted.
You've upgraded since those days.
Yeah, it was going to be L'Oreal, but
give yourself inspiration for that.
Oh,
Stupid.
And then Yoros, you mentioned that you are a cleric. Are there any holy symbols we see on you?
Yeah. So on his tabard that's over his scale mail, you're going to see he's wearing like 5 different holy symbols, to just 5 different knowledge gods. And like as we've been working together for a few weeks, you'll see that he kind of swaps 1 or 2 out every day.
So is he
Just-
more like hedging his bets, or are these like merit badges?
It's a little of both.
Okay.
It's like it's each new one that he's able to like connect to and learn about. He just kind of swaps a new one in rotation,
I love
or
this.
like the latest ones that have listened.
Cool. Okay.
And since y'all both mentioned your character's hair, Yoros is impressively bald. Yeah, and like
Fantastic.
it looks like he uses some kind of head wax, but it's just a little extra radiant aura from him being an ASMR.
Yep.
So the head just kind of shines just a little bit.
Oh.
So really, for your token, I should have just gotten a picture of Yul Brenner.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, perfect. I will be picturing Yul Brenner from now on. And lastly, Rael, I know you'd mentioned being a rogue, and that's all we need to know. Is this like your very classic, like thieves' leathers that one would spot at a distance, or is it more common clothes like hiding in plain sight?
Oh no, absolutely. Dark brooding high elf, long white hair. So just to contrast everyone else. But they have it tied up behind them with their hood up.
I absolutely love how clearly extra they are. This makes me very, very, very happy. So yeah, as you all stand here outside of the homestead, you have been instructed to come here and find out what happened to the Baroness. What do you all want to do?
We should just like knock, right? There's a big door.
It might be a better idea to take a look around first.
Okay.
Well, how are they to know we are here?
It's not like there's a party happening. Yeah, also clank clank. let's be clear, there's a lot of fucking clanking going on in this place. So yeah, can we get just giving a sort of look a look. We seeing anything like anyone looking out windows, anything like that?
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Four.
There are windows.
Yeah. That's just as I thought.
Yeah, just as you thought, there are windows here, and
I'm also going
Curtains.
to make a perception
Yeah.
check.
you're more than
just-
welcome to. Please do.
That's a 13.
13. So with that, you're not seeing anybody look out through the windows, but for the 13 is enough that it's not just that you're not noticing anyone look out through the windows. You would expect to see some sort of shadows of shapes moving inside if there were still a party going, like, hey, if they were throwing this multi-day rager. You're not seeing that. It is nighttime. You don't know if folks have turned in for the evening, but there is a distinct lack of movement, and you're seeing very minimal light coming out through the windows. There are probably some candles lit within from what little light you can see, but you're not seeing anything that suggests movement.
How many stories is this building?
The building itself is just a single story. The windows are extremely tall, but it's kind of a fairly small manor house that you're guessing the owner of it probably has a much larger, fancier estate somewhere else, and this is just sort of one of their getaways.
While we're outside,
Oh, the hounds. The hounds are on us. Sorry. It's a very small hound.
while we're outside, do we hear any other noises besides hounds?
Besides the hound, far in the distance, you kind of think maybe it's just somebody who just they were going to get their cardio in early, but by early they meant like real early, and so just they're out for a good jog with their pup. As far as other sounds you hear, you notice some stables off in the distance, and you would expect to, even as late as it is, hear some noise coming from there. And the stables are also eerily quiet. Like the only significant noise you hear is your own carriage that is a little ways down the road before you've gotten out and walked from. Your driver is Zimmenhofer, just making sure everything's good to go for whenever you need to leave.
Their name is Zimmenhofer.
Zimmenhofer, yeah, Zimmenhofer, non-binary half-orc, tall and dapper.
Yep.
Sure. Love that.
Does this place look abandoned or just quiet?
It's hard to tell. Like with the 13, it is hard to tell on that. You can see some shapes of horses over nearby. That was awesome timing on that. I didn't even push a button. That was rad. Over by the stables. But as far as looking abandoned, like the front door is closed and windows are intact and shut. Nothing about them. Like this building doesn't look abandoned. It's it's just a little mossy, a little moldy around it, but just kind of looks like an older building. It's not perfectly kept, but the windows don't look overly dingy. Like like that layer of grime that'll kind of get on windows over too long. It's like it's been at least somewhat maintained.
Brainiac, what do you think?
I mean, looking around, and just thinking through with my religious training, would there be or even spells something that could cause this kind of disappearance really quickly?
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, for sure. That's not great, but it is still... Oh, right. I'm good at that. 16.
16. You've heard of extremely powerful magics that would allow people to transport from one location to another, or even go to an entirely different plane of existence. You've heard of these magics.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea that some random noble who has a party house out in the woods would have any sort of capability of doing something like that, preposterous.
Okay. And there don't look like there are signs of perhaps a larger creature or something having been here?
Make an investigation check.
Okay. That's much better. 21.
Looking about, I mean, you can see a pond off to your right before you reach the building itself. You see the stables off to the left. And look at the building. You're looking at the ground surrounding everything. Because you got as high as you did, you can see a few like wildlife footprints. Looks like some deer have probably come through here. You think you even see what look like they might be the tracks of a bear in one spot.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see anything that looks unnatural or overly concerning.
Okay. I don't see anything out here that could cause everyone to just be gone. So, at least the source of it probably came from inside.
Well, and I try the door.
And as you know, you place your hand on the door, and it is unlocked.
Let it swing open.
And as it swings open, you can see inside to this wide entrance hall. It's various tapestries and curtains, suits of armor, just decorating this entire area. You can see beyond this passage that would lead into what you assume is the main hall of this home. There is one thing that definitely stands out that you see is on the ground, barely sitting up, somewhat leaning against the wall. You can see a man, looks very pale, in a costume that's torn in multiple places. You can see blood is pooled around him, including a couple wounds on his chest, and he's clutching this bottle of wine, and he's holding a hand against his neck, and he just slowly looks in your direction. He's trying to get out sound.
I'll cast a quick healing word.
Yep. Roll for that.
Yep. That's going to be 6 points of 6 points of healing.
And you can watch as some of the wounds close, and he takes a big pull off his bottle. I'm going to die laughing. You might die laughing if you're lucky too. Oh, you hear it, don't you? Boop boop, boop boop. Boop, boop. The heartbeat. We all hear the heartbeat. Oh!
Smack him.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Mm.
What? Get a hold of yourself. What is going on here?
I'll take that wine. Thank you.
Make a strength check. Ooh, I rolled good.
Oh, good. Just a strength.
Yeah, just roll D20. Add your strength mod. Actually, you can use
Yeah.
athletics. You can use athletics if you want.
Ooh, okay. 19.
That's it. Now, with 19, you pull the wine away from it. Oh, that's a good trick. Oh. Oh, well, if you die laughing, you can die with wine. I've had plenty, so I'm doing quite good. Oh, tell me a joke. One of you should tell me a joke. I like to laugh.
Nope.
I
that's a different character.
look at him and I go, a horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Why the long face?" The horse didn't choose to look like this.
Oh.
But
Oh, the horse, the beast of burden, beast of burden, beast of beast. Not like the beasts in the cellar, but there are always beasts wherever you go.
What do you mean, beasts in the cellar?
Oh, watch out for them, watch out for them. They're tricky ones, tricky ones. They like to nibble. It's you think it's fun, it's not so fun.
Do any of us recognize this guy? Is he like a rich noble? So,
Looking at him, you can tell he's some sort of noble. He's obviously someone with money. The robes he's wearing are very dark. You can see a bunch of feathers that have been sewn into it, and he has on the top of his head this long-nosed raven mask, and you're guessing that was the costume he wore to this party.
all right. But I don't think we're going to get anything useful from this guy.
If
And
you're
he's
not
kind
going to
of-
drink my wine, you should give it back because it's very, very good.
Sniff it. Does it smell weird?
It smells like wine.
Great. I drink it. I'm gonna take this. Should we just take him to Zimmenhofer and just have Zimmenhofer deal with him for a while?
Yeah.
I don't wish that on Zimmenhofer, but I think it's a good idea.
It is a very full-bodied red. It is quite delicious.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna get this guy up, I guess.
And as you're starting to go ahead and everyone make a perception check.
Oh, I don't like how that was timed.
18.
10.
10.
I see not a thing.
So with that 18, that's 13 or above. Ajax, you notice like beyond this room you are in, that in fact I will move you all on the map about where you are, because it's important to know that you can see there's the individual you're talking to. Beyond that, in the next room, Ajax, you're able to see bodies laying on the floor. 5 of them, bleeding out of multiple wounds, similar to the one that this individual had on his neck, that's now closed from Yoros's spell. 5 people, fairly fancy attire, laying about on the ground. You can also see that amongst this room that there are some chairs that are broken, as well as what looks like a few remains of musical instruments. That would stand out to you, Dai. That whatever had happened here probably happened during the festivities. And you can even see that some of the tables here, the food that's on them has started to mold, and there's some rot to it. And there's some rats scurrying about, nibbling at the food, some even nibbling at some of the wounds on these bodies.
I've got a lot of dead people in there. I'm gonna kind of shuffle this guy towards the door, if he'll go.
He'll kind of stumble towards that door. He's gonna try and take that bottle back from you.
Well.
You can roll either contested strength or dexterity. You'll pick strength. I know what your dex is.
Correct. Yeah, so that's gonna be a 21.
Okay.
Athletics.
He reaches towards the bottle. He's very drunk, and you just, full on Heisman. You just kind of put a hand on his forehead, shove him back, kind of stumbles backwards, goes out the door, tumbles backwards down the stairs. He's kind of sitting there on the ground outside. You hear it. I know you hear it. I'll be here if you want to tell me more jokes. But you should really give me my wine back. It's rude to steal things that aren't yours.
Can I take
I'll toss the bottle. I'm tossing the bottle at him, and I think we're just gonna shut the door.
Yeah.
Did we get his name at all? Nobody asked.
He does catch the bottle, surprisingly. You ever had, I'm sure you have, that drunk moment where somehow all your senses just like work in this one instance you need them to, and time slows down? That is him with this bottle, where he somehow just whoosh, snags out of the air with one hand, holds it closely, and drinks it. As far as his name, no, none of you asked him. And you close the door, and you can still hear him giggling out there as he drinks away.
I guess.
Do you think we should make sure he stays there? Or are we
I don't
good?
think we're going to have an issue.
Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't seem very mobile.
Fair
So
enough.
Yoros is then going to go in and... Are these people past the point of, spare the dying?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. I put points in medicine? I never put points in medicine.
You are a
22.
cleric. 22.
Cleric.
How do you check them? Like, is this a standard? Like, I'm checking for a pulse. Are you?
Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
a standard checking for a pulse kind of things.
Okay. So as you reach down and you go to check the pulse on the nearest one to you, their skin feels very cold to the touch. You feel no sensation underneath. And then you watch as the one you're touching, you watch as its eyes shoot open, its jaw drops, and you hear all the voices of these creatures around you.
Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna need you all to roll for initiative.
Mm-mm. I don't like horror shit. Why did I sign up for this?
I don't know that it's in the sheet here. Oh, okay.
Alrighty, let's see here. Those are some good initiative rolls.
Great.
Love that. 10 out
Those,
of 10.
those are some bad initiative rolls. Alrighty, Euros, what'd you get?
16.
How about Ajax?
11.
11. And Rael, what'd you get?
14.
14. So then, top of the round, that is going to be this first creature here.
Oh, I got
Over to you,
an
Euros.
18.
Oh, you have an 18. Yeah. This
Yeah.
one got a 20. So we'll attack first. All right, Euros. I don't think a 9 hits you, does it?
No.
All right, Die. You are up.
Okay, I see this happening. I'm gonna run and take my dagger and stab the thing. Which is... It's a 19?
19 to hit. That definitely hits.
Okay. It's 2 damage.
2 points damage. You run up, stabbing your dagger into this, and you can see it definitely causes a wound. This creature not being completely resistant to any sort of attack. Anything else for your turn?
I'm gonna throw a bonus action Bardic toward Euros.
Alrighty. And how do you inspire Euros?
Hey, watch out, man! What the fuck? And I just throw it his way.
Love it. Love it. That will bring it to the next creature's turn. It is... I mean, Euros, you are the closest thing there, so it's going to come down and attack you also.
Yep, that works.
I don't think a 12 hits you, though, so...
It does not. Yay, armor.
I know. So after that, our next is going to be Euros. You are up. Ray, you're on deck.
All right. Euros pulls the mace from his hip and just kind of looks at Moradin, help me out, and I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance. So every enemy within 5 of me has got to do a con save.
Ooh. So that is... There's 3 of them.
Yep.
I have 3 d20s right here.
con save of 13.
So only one of them saves. So go and roll your damage.
Okay. So they'll take 5 points of radiant damage, and the
Damn.
other one will take 2.
Is it 5 and 2?
Yeah.
And what does your word of radiance look like?
Since I called on Moradin this time, it's a flash, much like striking some hot iron on an anvil.
Nice. And yeah, the brightness flashes outward. All three of these very much being wounded by this. One of them, the one that's next to you and Die, looking starting to look pretty rough already. Rael, you are up.
What's going to happen is I'm going to run towards Eros and look like I'm about to dive at him. And at the last second, Misty step to the person or thing at the very back of the room
Okay.
behind them. And pull out my rapier and stab them through the back.
Love it. Make an attack roll.
That is 17.
17 absolutely hits. Go and give me some damage here.
That is 9.
9 points damage. Very nice. You stab your rapier into this, piercing it up through the body. You can feel many of the tendons breaking away. It actually severs part of the spine. Now it's holding itself up at this very unnatural, broken angle. It is not dropped, but it is definitely greatly damaged. And with how much you severed it, you kind of watch as the head turns around almost like an owl, looking directly back at you, the shoulders still where they were. And you can see sort of where the flesh is torn away on the neck. That will bring it to another one of these creatures' turns. In fact, the one you just stabbed, it's gonna swing back at you because it didn't appreciate that very much. That is a natural 1. As it goes to swing out at you, where you've cut through it, you actually watch as it swings out as hard as it can, and the arm just fully pulls off out of the socket, and kind of with just a wet slap, it hits the ground next to you. Nothing doing for them. Ajax, you are up.
Great. I shoulder Die out of the way. I'm like, get out of the way, idiot. And I'm just gonna come in so that I'm in between here. And I am going to swing at the one, I guess, who's on the chairs here. I assume that's what that is?
Yeah, over on the right.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great. Yeah. And I'm just gonna swing. Wah. Bad. It's a miss. That's 7, I think.
7 will not hit.
Yeah.
As you swing out, it's kind of tight quarters here, and you actually find your boot actually slips a little bit. That when you notice where you had taken the wine from the noble before, some of it had spilled. Your boot slightly slips on that. Actually, I should move that idiot outside. And you regain your footing, but you lose the chance you had for the attack. Anything you have, like a bonus action or anything?
That's it. We're level
All right.
1.
Fair. All right. It is now the last 2 of these creatures' turn. This one will step in and join the fray. This one's going to inch a little closer. One on you, Yoros, and one on Ajax. First on Yoros. Yoros, that is a 15 to hit.
That does not.
Alrighty. And then on Ajax, as a natural 2, the bronze die is rolling for shit. So we're going to give it a rest today, as all of my creatures have missed. Is back to the top of the round. The first of these creatures getting to go, and we'll add another. Okay, now I know where that initiative goes.
Great. Just what I love to hear. Adding
know.
more creatures into initiative.
It's the
Yep.
best.
10 out of 10.
This one is
Cool.
This one is. They're pretty single-minded. This one swung at you before Yorosa. Actually, you hit it, so it is going to swing at you. That's a bit better. How does a 17 hit?
Well, it does.
Yeah, that's fun.
Great. I'm
So-
going to use my reaction I am going using my shield. I am going to impose disadvantage on that creature.
And that is successful, as I ended up rolling a natural 8. So you can see that this thing's got Yoros dead to rights, and Ajax, you just put your shield up, and its claw, as it's reaching outward, just clangs harmlessly off your shield. I'll put the damage dice away, as that doesn't need to happen. So after that, Dai, you are up.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of bump away from the fray and spider climb up to the ceiling.
Okay.
Just real quick, and I'm just gonna say, hey guys, let's open this fucking pit up, and I'm gonna cast command on the one in the corner and say, Mosh! And just fucking rage.
What's the save on that?
That is a
command
wisdom
is
so
Mosh?
13. Yeah.
That is a fail. So, you see that's the one over in the corner, so the one on the right side next to the
Oh,
desk?
No, the one, so there's like that little triangle there. That
Yeah.
corner guy, yeah. So,
This one right here?
yep, that one. Absolutely.
All right, and you watch as just full on the fist starts flying, just stomping in place, and is just throwing shoulders around. We'll see what that means when it comes to their turn, but they are already starting to mosh. Like they can hear fucking Slayer as they just start banging their head. That is the
That's fantastic.
greatest use of command I have ever experienced in my life. It is actually their turn, so I'm going to just gonna roll a d20. Let's see if they end up hurting me there. Okay, yeah, they are fully slam dancing, and the one just to the right of them will take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as it flies into it, just catches it right in the eye socket with one of its elbows.
Just like shredding on the lyre.
Yeah, that will be its turn. Yoros, you are up.
Just playing through the lyre in the flames. Hey, look, if Jamie's not here to make puns with me, I've got to give them to someone.
Exactly. Appreciated.
Yoris is just gonna... Okay, need a little bit more. Agma, please! And I'll cast Word of Radiance again. And this time it looks like just a little flicker of candlelight, like when you're up late reading.
Cool. This is 4 con saves, because a bunch of these things are around you. And 3 of them fail, so go ahead and roll your damage there.
Great. So that's 4 half to 2 on the ones that failed, or on the ones that succeeded.
So this one...
Oh, my bad. It's actually it's a save or suck. So if
Okay.
they pass, they don't take anything. My bad.
Cool. Well, 3 of them take 4, and the one that was up next to Dai, Ajax, and Yoros, that one is fully just gone now. The one that is moshing is just looking in absolutely terrible shape. In fact, it's just going like its left hand fully flies off as the Word of Radiance sort of burn away some of its body. Its body's looking pretty friggin' frail. Quite there, Yoros. Normally, this is where Rael would go. However, something else is joining the fray. As these rats that were feasting on the various foods have now coalesced together and grouped up. And there is now a swarm of rats here that is going to charge in. And Yoros, you are definitely the biggest threat here, as you've been gooching all sorts of stuff. That is a natural 19
That'll hit.
for a 21 to hit. So you can take...
Taken down by rats, man.
I'm gonna die to the Rat King. That's great.
You would take 6 points of piercing damage as these rats just start gnawing into you.
Cool. Great and cool. Love that. Love that
All
for me.
right. Rael, you are up.
Or I'm gonna try and slice this guy's head off.
Yeah, it is looking absolutely like shit. You feel like one more strike and it's gonna just like go down hardcore.
That is 16 to hit.
Yeah, these things have a piddly armor class. That will hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
That is 5 piercing damage.
5 piercing damage. And so this thing that is, lost one of its arms because it so feebly tried to strike you, it tries to catch its composure. It's getting ready to swing out at you again. As its jaw drops, you just stab the rapier upward right through the back of its head, and it goes slack on the end of your blade. And as you pull it outward, its body just drops to the ground. Dead, and done. It was going to be its turn, but you went and killed it. So, Ajax, what do you want to do?
Great. I'm just gonna swing again at this Velma Dinkley looking motherfucker next to me.
Excellent. Make an attack roll.
God's sake. Please. Okay. Hey. Yeah, that's a 21.
That's going to hit. Give me
Hit.
damage, please.
Great. Ooh. Oh. Wow. That is going to be 8 points of damage.
Damn! So you swing out with your short sword, stabbing into this, and as you pierce in, you just kind of feel like right where you just hook into a good meaty section, and you just pull upward. And you don't so much cut as just with your natural strength, you can feel the flesh just tearing underneath the pressure you place on it. It's looking like absolute shit. Like you can actually see this hole you've torn open all the way through it, and you see where its spinal column is somewhat keeping it up. And it looks basically like if you imagine like a cartoon toddler on a boogie board, like the way it would try and keep itself up. That's about what its composure looks like right now.
Sure. Hey, are you aware you have a bunch of rats on you?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
They got real sharp teeth. It's not good.
Yeah.
Rats
Yeah.
generally have sharp teeth.
And it's going to cause this one here to, for its turn, shuffle around. And as it comes swinging at you, Ajax, it saw the damage you just did. You're the scary one now.
Yeah.
Does a 17 hit?
No.
Yeah, it goes out. It actually grabs a hold of you, and it goes to just like sink its teeth in, and you can just feel its teeth go clink against your chainmail. Teeth don't go through metal too well, apparently.
Unless they're
And
rat
well, yeah, it's because those are smaller. And Velma Dinkley will also try and hit you there, Ajax. Nope, not gonna happen as well. As it can't even. It just kind of swings an arm in your direction, and still with this one's teeth kind of locked into your chainmail, you just kind of lean slightly as you watch its arm flail pathetically. Nothing doing there. Back at the top of the round. That one is nuked and gone, which means Die, you are up. There's this swarm of rats just kind of beneath you, like where you're hanging from the ceiling there, and it's not looking friendly.
I kind of want to drop from the ceiling behind Velma Dinkley and these folks onto this table. Can I do that?
Make an acrobatics check.
Okay. That's a 13.
13. What do you want to do when you land? Because this is all going to kind of happen at once.
I want to punch him in the face.
Make an attack roll. We'll see how this all
Okay.
goes.
Okay. That was 16.
16 absolutely hits. You don't even need to roll for damage. It had one left. So, and what you're attacking straight with your fist?
Yeah, I skitter over, drop down, and just punch him.
So as you skid over, you go to drop down to punch, and you kind of misjudged how much room there was going to be. And instead of being able to throw a fist, you're kind of like coming down with sort of like a Randy Savage elbow. And you all watch as like, Die is usually very composed in how they do things. This is a little less than graceful, and you less knock this thing out as you more just kind of crush what's left of it. But you're able to stand up fairly effortlessly. It wasn't as graceful as you would have liked, but it got the job done.
I meant to do that, and we're all good.
Insight check.
Okay.
So you know well enough they did not mean to do that.
Like crit on deception.
So, this one's to get its turn back, so it is going to swing on you, Yoros. I already know bigger numbers than that to hit you, so we're not going to worry about that. But Yoros, it is your turn.
All right.
You know that the rats get to go next.
Yoros will just kind of, need help from someone who will actually, Gond, help me, and I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay. So you go ahead and heal yourself, and then after you do that, the rats are going to attack you.
Yep, I bet they will.
Be glad you healed yourself, 'cause that's a natural 20.
Son of a...
I'm going to use my shield as my, my reaction to oppose disadvantage.
Thank you.
Does a 19 hit?
19 still hits.
Cool.
But it's not a crit,
But it's
baby.
not
It's not a crit. Okay, you go ahead and take 8 points of piercing damage from these rats as they start just gnawing into you.
That's more than I could have healed.
Yeah. I wonder what that would have looked like with a crit. I guess we'll never know. Thanks, Ajax. Rael is up as the DM is salty about losing his crit.
Listen, I got one thing. I got my one thing, and that's
It's worked twice so far, including once that's really pissed me off, so you know you're doing it right. What does the roguiest of rogues have for us?
I'm gonna sneak up behind this dancing abomination and get a quick sneak attack in there.
Yes, you will.
Oh, no, I won't. That's an
What's
8.
the total? 8? Again, I was saying they have a low armor class. It's not quite that low.
Nope.
As it's still it has stopped moshing, but it still has a couple flails here and there. You get the sense that it really enjoyed the slam dancing, and so you go to stab it, and it just kind of throws a fist in the air, and just you end up missing from where it was. Let's see here. That one's dead. So, Ajax, you are up.
great. Again, Daya's in my way. I said, get out of the way, idiot.
Fuck. Okay. God.
And like,
Jeez.
oh no, I'm gonna attack from here because I literally can't get into a different space. So, yeah, I'm gonna swing at it.
Make an attack roll.
Yeah. I'll fucking make an attack roll. You watch. God damn it. I miss again. That's a 7. I'm
Again,
like, motherfucker, move!
yeah,
God,
you
I
got
can't
two
get my...
people kind of right in your way here. You're trying to get the blade in there. If it had been, a longer blade, you think you might have been able to reach, but it's just not quite getting there.
Mm-hmm.
That does mean that one gets to attack. It's going after you, Dai, because you did just crush its ally. It's a natural 2, so it won't hit you. Let's see here. That one's dead. Dai, it's actually your turn now.
Great. I take my longsword and swipe at the one that just tried to hit me.
Yeah, make an attack roll, please.
That is a 12.
That will hit. Go ahead and give me damage, please.
Oh, they've got a long sword.
I mean, it's not about the
That's
size.
2.
Well, as you can see,
short
you-
sword is... It makes
Even-
more sense for melee. I'm just saying. A long sword is impractical in a fight. I'm just saying.
I just found this. I don't know.
Yeah. Even though Dai was wielding the compensator, you can see that wasn't quite able to use it effectively. It's just a small amount of damage there. And, well, this one chump stain that's barely left there, it's going to swing back at Rael. Does a 13 hit you, Rael?
Oh, no.
Never mind. So we won't worry about that roll. Yoros, you are up. Then the rats.
Yoros is just gonna... Well, the gods aren't giving me any more help today. and will use my use of healing hands on myself.
All right.
Cool.
Used all your spells already.
You still have that bardic too, Jordan.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
The rats are going to try and eat you.
Yeah, of course they are. But at least I'm not at less than half hit points anymore.
All right. Does a 16 hit?
It just hits.
Cool.
I'm going to
So-
use my. I'm going to impose disadvantage.
I'm going to put my damage dice away. It's a natural 2. Fuck.
Will you do? Are you aware of the rats? There are a
I
lot
am
of rats on you currently.
Yes, well aware, and they hurt a lot, and now I'm out of ways to heal myself.
Hey, I don't know if
Maybe-
you saw.
maybe
There's some
hit.
rat.
Rahel, you are up as Yoros has slowly been turned into rat food, and Ajax is doing their best to just restore order.
I'm just gonna stay behind this guy and try and keep stabbing him. Just
I love it.
That is 15 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and give me damage.
And that is 6 piercing damage.
Which is more than enough. Just like you're holding the hilt of your rapier in one hand, and you grab halfway up on the blade, just sort of out of fear and frustration. You're not quite sure why you're half swording with a rapier, but why not? As you just kind of start stabbing into this still dancing creature, as just why won't you go down? And finally, it just drops in a pile, largely of bones and slush. You had wounded it so much that its physical form, it's kind of like a bony smoothie at this point, is sort of the consistency of it.
And I'm gonna stay out of the range of the rat.
Yeah. Yeah, the rat's not quite able to get you. Ajax, you are up. There are some rats, and there is a nearly dead creature to your right.
Great. It seems like the rats are the bigger problem at the moment, so I'm gonna try to just start
Uh,
delicately stabbing.
Make an attack roll.
Level 1 characters.
Too damn right.
Level 1 characters. That's a 10.
10
To
is
hit.
just enough to hit.
Oh,
Just
God.
enough.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. For 6. Slap
So,
damage.
as you swing, you slash into it. Because this is a swarm of rats, you find your blade, it kind of passes through a lot of the spaces between them. You do hit some of them, and you definitely killed one or two of them, but you definitely feel like it didn't do as much damage as you would have liked.
I don't like these rats.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, this thing's gonna. This last creature is gonna swing back at you. No, it doesn't hit your armor class, Ajax. That was a fucking 5, and you have an armor class of big number. So yeah. Back to the top of the round. Just before you take your turn, Die, you all kind of hear this loud sound. You can feel this massive rumbling sound about you. Die, it's your turn.
I say, this party fucking sucked, and I cast Vicious Mockery, and yeah, they have to make a whiz save of 13 or higher.
They do not. What way do you mock them?
I just tell them that this party sucked.
This party sucks. All right.
Yeah.
Roll
It's
some
a
damage.
4. It's a 4.
4, which is enough. Like, you tell them how the party sucks, and you watch this creature that seemed to be largely mindless, just kind of. It looks down its clothes, and it kind of, seeing how it's dressed, it kind of checks its hair, and you watch its eyes go wide as it realizes now this party does, in fact, suck.
There's fucking rats.
Yeah. It is done and gone. That's going to bring it to you, Yoros.
Going back to what worked best. Moradin, please? And I'm gonna cast Word of Radiance again.
A natural 5 won't save, so go ahead and give me damage.
Alright. That's 5 points of radiant damage.
And as you burn away some of these rats, which... Yeah, okay, you watch as they all start to just scurry in different directions. This swarm kind of wanting nothing to do with you.
Today's a Moradin day.
Just feel this rumbling again, more intense, louder. Yoros, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Why? I'm just a boy.
You're about to go through the floor, buddy.
Here's the thing, you cast a lot of
I did.
stuff.
Yeah, that's a whole 4.
Silvery barbs.
Yeah.
Reroll. And then I'm gonna give I'll give Ajax the advantage.
I could use that bardic that you gave me.
And you can use the bardic.
Ken,
Your bardic's D6 level 1, or
Yep.
is it D4?
D6.
Okay. That's better. That's a dirty 20 with the bardic.
Let's go.
With the bardic and the reroll,
Okay.
it's a dirty 20.
Yeah. I just say,
Awesome.
watch out, dude.
That means my attack is not at advantage.
Okay.
Me?
For your shield thing, do you have to be able to see it when it attacks?
Great question.
Meep?
Yes, a creature you can see attacks a target other than you within 5 feet.
Awesome. So that means you can't make me re-roll this. As the ground beneath Yoros begins to splinter, and you see this dirt coming upward, and then all of a sudden out of this dirt, this large amount of teeth, this massive maw going around and engulfing him. Yoros, you will take 11 points of piercing damage.
Cool, I'm down.
Okay, so you actually aren't down as you watch this massive maw completely engulf and swallow Yoros, and then back down into the ground, and there's just this pile of dirt where it was.
Shit.
Cool. On to character number 2. Let me make this real quick.
Our cleric, the cleric, DM.
Shit.
God's sake.
All those spells he was casting. Yeah, he kind of drew the attention of something.
I guess I'll just take my character's name off the graphic.
No, what? I stab the dirt. I stab the dirt. Hey,
Your
Bring
blade goes
bring that
down
back.
into the dirt. Your blade goes down into the dirt. There's some dirt there.
bring that. Hey,
Yoros, you fail a death saving throw.
Cool. Great. Great and cool. Great and fun. Great and fine.
Yoros, roll a death saving throw for me.
That's a natural 20.
Okay. You have...
So great. I'm awake in its stomach now.
Just means you're going to take longer to get digested.
Better pray to every god you know, man.
So you are currently blinded, restrained. That is the top of your turn.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's some way you can save yourself. You're conscious in complete darkness. You have no idea where you are. You feel physical burning around you. I won't lie to you, Jordan. There is every damn chance you are still dead no matter what. But you rolled a nat 20, and I'm not going to take your fucking agency away from you, because this is too cool.
Let me just put Yoros' name back on there momentarily.
You have
I'm gonna.
one action.
I guess. I can't really cast Spare the Dying on myself yet.
I mean, it wouldn't do
It
any,
won't
wouldn't do
help.
any good. You're conscious. You have a hit point.
I guess he would just last ditch Moradin, and I'll just try and cast Word of Radiance again.
All right. What's the save on that?
It's a con save of 13.
That's a natural 2 on my con save. Go ahead and roll that. I'm going to say this right now for your damage because it's a D6, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how this will go for the game because where you'll end up is nowhere near where you can actually do anything helpful. But in terms of being alive, if you roll a 5 or a 6, this thing will regurgitate you. If you roll a
Okay.
4 or lower, you're dead.
All right.
You
I'm
have
dead.
1 in 3 chance.
I'm very
Okay.
good.
You call out
fucking
to
one.
Moradin. What are your last words?
I wonder who I'll go to.
And you don't
Try.
feel the pain of being
Cool.
digested. You pass out instantly from this pain in this creature's stomach. And within moments, you are digested away to nothingness.
Cool.
As for the rest of you,
He's gone. You have to stop digging. He's gone.
Oh,
say
I'm
a
digging
quick
with one
prayer.
hand.
I put my hand on your shoulder and I say a quick prayer to Coralon. And I think you gotta stop.
each of you make a perception check.
$21.
21.
Natural 20.
17.
All three of you would hear this. With the natural 20, what is the total you got on that?
20.
Okay, fair. Well, we're still going to give you some love because that was a nat 20. You find yourself, Ajax, like you stop digging. All of you can clearly hear this sound from beyond the door to the room to your left. It sounds like movement, like a body kind of shuffling around. But Ajax, what clicks to you, it doesn't sound the way these mindless creatures that just attacked you were moving. This sounds like somebody trying to hide. Somebody trying to... Like there's something deliberate about these movements. And you're thinking the sounds of battle from this room caused that movement. You can hear it just off in this room, beyond this door to your left.
I'm gonna spider climb up and through the door stealthily if I can.
Make a stealth check.
I'm gonna run. That's Yoros.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get Yoros in the next room.
So yeah,
That's a 9.
9. You are too much of a showman to be stealthy. Let's be honest. And as you're kind of pose, you kind of like strike a pose as you're going upside down through the door. You've heard of stealth, but it doesn't always suit you. Ajax, you go sprinting into this room. You see some bodies on the ground here, and I'll bring them to where you guys can see them. They look similar to the bodies of what you guys had just fought and encountered, only far more worse for wear. There's clearly no movement to them. And in the back corner of the room, you see one other individual. Jordan, if you would please describe to them what they see.
Okay. So you see a winged tiefling, red skin, long curly horns coming up, jet black hair coming back, and you can see that the red is a bit sallow. Like it's like some of the color's been drained. Wearing which equipment do I have? Wearing some studded leather armor with a large scimitar at their hip. Yeah.
The fuck? Who? You? Who are you?
Name's Denka. Is everything better?
Everything is bad. Where's Yoros?
Who?
The fucking a worm, a big mouth. Brought them into the floor.
What do I know about this?
Denka, hearing big worm. Couple things with this click with you. About a day and a half ago, this party had been going on a long time. And people started to get weird. And I don't mean like 1980s, the drugs are getting broken out weird. I mean, they weren't making sense. You heard people talking about the heartbeat. And you had heard mentions of creatures in the cellar. And you did hear a mention of a massive worm and making sure that they were fed.
Oh, that must be the thing that people were talking about in the cellar. I didn't want to look.
Do you, like, live here, or what's...
Oh no, I was just invited to the party. It was great until people started going crazy.
For sure.
Everyone's dead. Here.
Well,
That's bad.
they're
As soon
not
as
dead.
the craziness started, I hid.
I'm gonna slowly, like, backtrack down from the ceiling where I'm having this conversation and walk over. Is there, like, a chair I can sit in?
I mean, you're in a kitchen. You're in a kitchen right here. You could
Yeah.
find something to sit on.
So, what do you... There was a guy out front. Do you know him?
Which one?
Shit, we didn't get a name. Never mind.
Right.
Are there more
Riel?
bodies in this room?
Yeah, there are, let's see here, 4 other bodies here. It looks like kitchen staff. And they have these massive bite marks taken out of them. One of the cooks missing an entire arm.
People said they needed to feed the worm, and I did not want to be the food, so closet.
You're a coward.
Yes,
Well, at
but
least
I
you're
am
honest.
alive.
Do these bodies look like they're gonna give us any trouble?
Make an investigation check or a medicine check.
Can I throw something at them from afar instead?
Sure, what do you want to throw at them?
We're in a kitchen?
Yeah.
It's like can I make an investigation check for like a mug?
I mean, you could find some sort of kitchen implement. Just roll a d10 for me, and I'll tell you what you grab.
I got it. That is a 6.
6. Okay. Yeah, you reach out and you find this like soup ladle, and all right, you chuck it down at one of these things, and it slaps across its face. There's sort of like a wet, squishy sound. In fact, the skin on the cheek tears slightly, sort of like wet leather from the impact on it, and it just doesn't really move other than from the impact.
Cool. We're good. We're good.
So are you
All right.
a rescue party or just happened to walk by?
Well, we're looking for somebody.
Eleanor, right? Is that her name?
Eleanor.
That's
Right.
the name I wrote down. Yep. I mean, she was
No, but
certainly.
speaking of, were any of the zombies in the last room her, by chance? Did we recognize any of them?
You do not recognize any of them.
Okay, and we know what she looks like, right?
Yeah. Yes. You know what she looked like. No, definitely none of them were her.
I mean, Eleanor was
Great.
certainly here. Whether she's still around or not. Because again, closet.
I'm
Right.
gonna pick the soup ladle up and just keep it with me. This is gonna be my zombie testing tool for a bit.
Love it. You may add 1 soup ladle to your inventory.
Thank you.
So there's a worm, you said.
At least that's what people had been saying, as well as feeding
Great.
the worm in the
Where-
basement.
The basement. Right. So, basement is where we're going. Let's find the basement.
We? Well, you did help.
You can stay here and die.
Oh, that is a bad prospect. We it is.
And Denka, you would also know that since you don't really know the full layout of this residence, the person who would be the owner, the one who threw this party, and most likely Count Moldavia would be. Last you saw, he was heading back towards his chambers in the chaos. His chambers being the room furthest back from the main ballroom. But you've been hiding here in the kitchen for a while. If he's not there, he could be off over in this side reading room.
Gotcha. If anyone's going to know how to get down to the cellar, it would be the Count, and he's... Last I saw him, he was running back to his chambers, but he might be in his study now, if he's still around at all.
Well,
So
point
either
blank.
there or there.
Oh. I choose there, and I'm gonna go to the room to the right.
And so as you enter into this room is a fairly large library and study. It's furnished all in black. Obviously, the Count here has a certain aesthetic, and you can see that the center of the far wall over here, there's this massive pendulum clock, but every time the clock reaches either far side, it lets out this loud hissing sound as opposed to like a tick. And on the desk there as well, you can see there's a book open titled Tamer Lane and Other Poems.
Would I, as a storyteller, appreciator of stories, would I know this book?
Make a history check. With advantage because you are a bard. I'll let you have some.
I'm proficient in history. Can I make a roll for it
Absolutely.
as well?
That's a 22.
Well. Oh. Actually, mine is a 21.
Nice. Okay, so you have heard of this book. This is a book that anybody who wants to sound more important than they actually are will purchase and will definitely put on display. This is the kind of book bought by somebody who, if you ask them what their favorite books are, they will tell you it's The Great Gatsby and The Art of War.
It's the infinite jest of this
The
realm.
infinite jest. I was about to say the exact
Yeah.
same thing.
It is that. Yes, it is that guy. 100%. So you see this, you're like, oh yeah. I know exactly who owns this book.
I take it because I want to seem smarter.
Cool. Yeah. You may add that book to your inventory.
Great.
The entire time.
Actually, can I take the book and throw it or jam it into the clock? I hate that noise.
The clock is there's the case that
Right.
contains this. You have to actually open it up to be able to do that.
It's not a glass frame or anything.
I mean, if you wanted to just shatter the glass, I suppose you could.
I'm going to with my
Yeah.
shield.
And then I'm gonna just
Put it through
put
the
the
glass.
book.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Ajax, go ahead and because this is a non-moving thing, go ahead and make an attack roll on it with your shield. You could use the same mod you would use for your short sword, though. We're going to see your shield does 1d4 bludgeoning damage plus strength.
So that's gonna be, yeah. It's a 13 to hit or a
Yeah,
14 to hit.
that'll definitely hit this thing. It's is
1d4 plus my strength. You said.
Yeah.
So that is going to be 5.
nice. So you take your shield, just slam it into this. There's this loud boom as it breaks open the front piece of the case, sort of swinging to the side, and you watch as all these rats scurry out and go in every direction, and the clock it's slowly trying to still tick, but you're able to jam the book in there and keep it from making any other noise. The other thing you notice as this gleaming dagger falls out of the clock case and clatters to the ground.
Does it look fancy or shiny or magical?
It looks very fancy. It has this gleaming blade, almost platinum in color. The hilt clearly made of bone, and on the quion's very, very elegantly sort of twisted, and then the pommel itself looks like it's made out of brass, but it's in the shape and very well detailed. Looks like an eye.
Sick! I pick it up.
Alrighty. So you now have just put dagger ? On there.
You got it?
You are going to get so cursed.
Yeah. What's life if you're not a little cursed?
You watch as Dai picks it up. Their eyes immediately go milky white, like they're covered in cataracts. Dai, your vision doesn't change at all. Doesn't change at all.
I smile real wide. You see little tiny fangs come out. Guys, check this shit out.
And if you attack this will behave as a +1 dagger.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
Do I notice that they're looking at me funky at all?
Make an insight check.
Great. It's a 7.
Enough. Course, I look at you kind of funny. You fucking rock, man. Yeah. They are just impressed by your grandeur.
I do like a sick
Flying
air
horns,
guitar.
bang that head.
with
Yeah,
the-
you make a performance check. Let's see how sick that air guitar actually is.
Okay. I have an actual instrument on my back. That's a 10.
10.
That's a 5 plus 5. Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what a guitar is. Like, you kind of try. You're like, what's a guitar? I don't know.
Right.
Probably would have better if you played
Air
Erlen.
lyre.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know,
Bummer.
whatever. Like, yeah, exactly. Like that's. Like you kind of stop yourself. Like that's performance art for people who can't play, man. It's for people who can't play, but you can fucking play. You shred.
Cool.
You know
Alright.
all the
There's
works by Jack the Black.
Stupid. So we're in here. There's no one in here.
Not in this room.
Great. Let's go the other way.
And so, as you step up, you're going into this bedroom to what we'll call the north, just for how this map is laid out. You can see that there are just these luxurious carpets, paintings, and this is a very just lavishly adorned room. And with his back to you, you can see there's this young man sitting at this desk. He's got his hands over his ears, and he's just rocking back and forth, mumbling to himself. Off to the right, there is this large hole surrounded by rubble in the floor, and you can just barely hear some of the mumblings of this individual's. The old vulture got what he deserved. Yes, he did. Yes. The old vulture got precisely what he deserved, and yes, I was so careful, and it wasn't hurt because it was important. But I watched as the eye was watching me. Yes, the eye watched through the walls. The eye. Yes. I can't hear the heart now, can I? If you keep your hands on her ears, you can't hear it.
Smack.
Yes. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. Yes. Oh, yes.
Is that from the book that we just picked up?
It sure is.
Yes. This is our guy. I look to Denka.
It is? Question mark? Bjorn? Is it him?
Oh, yeah, this is the owner of the home.
Well, and there's a gaping hole, right?
Yep.
I assume it goes to the. If I just kind of like peek my face down it, like what?
It looks kind of cellarish down there.
Great. What do we need this guy for?
We don't.
The eye. It's so hideous. It watches. It's watching now. It knows we're here.
I get up real close in his face. Hey. Focus. Hi.
Hi.
Do you know anyone named Eleanor?
She went down with all of them to see what was beneath. She was so. They were all curious. It was. Be careful. Be careful. The angels. The angels are here. The angels are warm. They were warm. And their hero. They met the hero. The worm. Our hero, the worm. Yes. And his eye watches. His eye continues to watch. It does.
Where is the eye right now?
Shh. It'll see you. It will see you. It's watching. It's always watching.
Can you point to it?
I can do that. He reaches down to his belt and he pulls out this very elegant dagger, almost like a stiletto. And he just jams it into his right eye.
I try to catch his arm. I
Make a
foresaw
dexterity
that
saving throw.
immediately.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity saving
Great.
throw. DC's 13.
16.
Oh!
Hey.
You all watch as Ajax just grabs a hold of the blade of the stiletto in their fist.
Okay. All right. We're gonna calm down real quick. I would like to try to persuade the Count here to show us the way to his hero.
Yeah, make a persuasion check.
That is a 12.
How do you try and persuade him? Because with that roll, this is going to be real important.
All right. So it sounds like there's a lot going on here. We just, my friend here just saved your eye. There's a lot of confusion, and we're here to help you. And I'm very curious about your story. Who are you? Why are you here? How can we share this with a wider audience and get your story heard? Can you show us the worm?
You wish to meet the hero, the one who gave me the courage to slay the vulture.
Yeah.
Yes, I will show you. Follow. Follow. And he's going to start moving towards the hole in the ground.
I look around. Okay. And yeah, I'll follow.
As you all follow, I will, let's see here. Just need to make a little. This is where it gets fun, where you had a second map set up and you just needed to have it in the right location. Oh no, did it get messed up? One moment.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Whatever
Everything's
comes next isn't going to be terrifying at all.
If he's going into the hole, I'm gonna try to spider climb on the top of the ceiling of the hole as much
Love
as I
it.
can.
Love it. I'm going to, as I pause for technical difficulties because I grabbed the wrong spot of this map while I was adjusting it. I have to readjust it so it'll fit the proportions of what we're working up here. This is why when you think you have a really cool idea with two maps, maybe you should just do it as two different screens, but we live and we learn.
But don't worry.
So as
I've
you-
got other stuff up, so the audience didn't see any of that.
I appreciate you so much. Because every now and then I have good ideas, and every now and then it is buffoonery, and you never know which one you're going to get with me. But that's okay. Wow, this thing really, So going down into this cellar, you can see there are many casks of wine strewn about, most of them broken, and their contents spilling across the floor here. You can see from some of the wine bottles that are broken that this is the same wine that the individual you met at the front was drinking. And that doesn't fill you with a ton of interest so much as the other thing you very quickly come to notice are many bodies strewn about the far end of this cellar from where you are at. At a glance, you would say maybe maybe a dozen of them. And amidst them, as I vamp for description, we're almost there, and I'm loving the suspense. You also see two other things. Now, Denka, these two things you see, you don't recognize them. You've never seen anything like this before. The other three of you, however, and you can now see what this cellar looks like, as I'll move your tokens over here. As you're in this location beneath the room you were once in, your friend here having joined you. And you also see these two massive worms feeding on these various corpses strewn about them.
That's a lot of bodies.
You were not kidding when you said a lot
Yep.
of body.
Oh, yes.
That's a lot of bodies.
And he will shout out, I have brought you gifts. Go ahead and feast upon them as you did the vulture. And I need you all to roll for initiative, please.
Great.
That's a 2.
Oh no.
Complete waste of a natural 20,
Okay, hey,
meaning my initiative is 19.
cool. Yoros, what'd you get?
Dead.
A 1?
Yoros dead.
Oh, that's right. Yoros is dead. Sorry, buddy. What did
With us in
Denka
spirit.
get?
11.
We don't know that.
11?
Yeah.
Rael, what'd you
We're
get?
gonna find Yoros, damn it. I'm bringing him back.
18.
18. Alrighty, so it'll be top of the round. You can see these two massive worms, incredibly toothy maws, viscera dripping from them, have turned in all of your directions. Ajax, you are up first. What do you want to do?
All right. There's two worms. The rest of them are bodies,
Yes.
right? They appear to be deceased. And then we have this guy as well.
Yep.
Okay.
My bad, guys. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna go for the worms. Stay close. And I will move to the worms. I can get them.
Alrighty. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Okay. I've been doing so well with this dice too. That's a natural 1.
As you go out,
have
you-
There are
advantage
so many
from my
dead
silver
bodies.
bars.
I do have advantage. Hey, 17.
that will absolutely hit.
Let's go.
Yeah, go ahead and give me damage on that, please.
Let's go. Great. That is 5 slashing damage.
Alrighty. 5 points of damage. You charge up to this incredibly large worm. As you stab into it, you kind of look up and you can see hanging a little bit from one of the teeth what looks like the remnants of a holy symbol.
We gotta cut the worm open.
Got it.
Get the worm.
Alrighty. Rael, you are up. Kitty!
Well, yeah, Nico.
Yoros, we're coming, buddy.
Oh, kitty.
We're coming, Yoros. Just hold on.
Following Ajax's command, I will join them and try to slice the worm open.
Love it. Go ahead and make an attack roll there.
19 to hit.
19 will absolutely hit. Go to give me damage. You would get sneak attack here because you have ally also adjacent to this creature.
Ally! So good. Ooh. 14.
14 points of damage as you charge up, and as your rapier pierces into this large worm, you push inward. You can see kind of where his body going concave, and you feel the point of it come out the other side, and you pull upward a bit as hard as you can, tearing through part of this. You can just see just blood and ichor just oozing outward. Just part of its internal structure is kind of falling out with a wet slap, almost like somebody dropping a fish on concrete. Just this slapping splat of a sound. It is hurting real bad. Nicely done.
Yoros, fight your way out. We've made a hole. Fight your way.
Denka, what do you want to do?
I think we'll pull out his scimitar and... Okay, so we're doing this, and he's going to fly toward these worms, whichever one didn't get sneak attacked. While
So that'd be the other one down below.
Oh, the other one down below is not on my screen.
Yeah, me either.
You guys only see one?
I thought that was just two of them tangled together.
No.
So did I.
There's this one here,
Fuck.
and there's
Yeah.
this.
No, there
this
ain't.
one- This one here.
There
Well,
sure
shit.
ain't.
I don't see the one over here, but that's the one that I'm gonna try to get after.
Well, beans.
But while Denka's flying, he's gonna take his scimitar, and now on closer inspection, you can see that like the bottom tips of his wings are scarred heavily
Okay.
as he takes the scimitar and slices a bit of it, into his own wing to do a blood curse on this worm.
Alrighty.
Oh, let's go.
So let's see how hard I slice myself. Barely. Cool. That's nice. So
Here,
that
I'm
one
gonna-
now is
I'm gonna put a new worm there for you guys.
Great.
that one now is the blood cursed, the curse on the mark. So every
Okay.
time that I hit it, it takes extra Hemocraft die damage because I amplified
Nice.
it. And I will try to scimitar it. And that's over a 17 to hit.
That will definitely hit. Give me damage, please.
All right. So that's 5 slashing damage and then 1 necrotic damage.
Alrighty. And so you watch Denka charge up to this, eyes incredibly focused, its blade piercing into this. And you can see the sort of necrotic energy ripple all across this massive worm's body. It definitely did not enjoy that. Damage unquestionably being done. And you can hear the noble that came down with you. It writhes with mortal pangs. The mimes become its food, and seraph sob and vermin fangs in human gore imbued. He's picked up one of the bottles of wine, is drinking off of it. That will... Now the conqueror worms get to go.
I'm
Ooh,
gonna
don't want that.
name.
So, well, Denka, one's going to attack you, the one you just stabbed.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice roll. So that is going to be a 24 to hit. So Denka, go ahead and take 5 points of piercing damage,
Ow.
and give me a dexterity saving throw.
It would be really funny of Bjorn to
will.
kill 2 of your characters.
It'd be hilarious.
Thankfully, Denka's proficient in dex saves. This is a
Okay.
17.
70. So this thing bites into you, and you can feel it trying to swallow you. You were just holding your hands against its upper jaw, and you're able to just push yourself off of its teeth. So you are not swallowed. So that's good for you. Rael and Ajax both attack this thing. Evens, we attack Ajax. Odds, we attack Rael. That's a 6. Here we go, Ajax. That would
A lot
be-
more damage, but it's fine.
It's got a really low intelligence, so like it's got intelligence of 1.
Sure.
I don't feel like I could perceive that too well. So that's gonna be a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
So Ajax will. I'll pick up my die that fell on the floor, and Ajax, you will take 6 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Now the DC on this is fairly low, but I also recognize that you're a heavy armor fighter.
10.
Oh, buddy. So close, but so far away. As you watch as Ajax is swallowed by this worm.
You're on, stop coming!
We'll see how that all goes. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So,
Great.
it's so fitting this is the name of the character that's up now. Die, you're up.
Okay. So I'm up here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna...
you watch as just sort of kind of the de facto leader of your group for no other reason that they're the one who at least has no time for bullshit.
Right.
And like Ajax would just be like, no, we're doing this thing, while kind of the rest of you would faff about.
Mhm.
So not leader in a charismatic sense, not leader in a want to be sense, leader in I don't have time for your bullshit sense, has just been swallowed by one of these worms, much like Yoros not long before.
Yeah. Do I have enough movement to get over there and try to open up the worm with my?
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use the wicked dagger that I have because it looks rad
Okay.
as hell.
Love it.
Cool. And it's a +1 dagger.
Sure is.
Okay. Up. And okay. That is a 5. So that's not gonna do it.
It will not hit. As you go charging over, you rear this dagger back, ready to strike. Remember how I said that was like a gleaming platinum blade?
Mm-hmm.
You realize I can check my hair in this. This is pretty good. And like you are just kind of making sure everything looks right, just as it should. And you kind of bump into this worm, not able to attack to do any sort of damage to it, which will bring it around back to the top to our good friend Ajax. Ajax, you are currently blinded and restrained and are inside of this worm. You can attempt to attack, but it will very much be at disadvantage. And there is a
What
very
else?
acrid scent about you, of just all sorts of the acid about you, and you get the sense that being in here is not a good place for you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it seems bad. Seems pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drop my shield, and I'm going to take out the hand axe on my belt. So I am now. I got two hands.
Okay.
I got two hands, and I'm gonna fight. I guess.
All right,
Help.
give me some attacks at disadvantage.
Yeah.
This is really a positive pause. This is building
Yeah.
suspense for the victory.
I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1. And a,
Oh,
and a natural 20 and a 2.
Jesus Christ.
do you see Yoros in there?
Do I? No, I'm blinded. I can't
Yeah.
see shit.
Damn it.
I'm like, Yoros! Help! Yoros!
Ajax, you briefly feel this moment of confidence, this weapon in each hand, standing on your shield to have some sure footing. And then you feel just the internal muscles of this creature start to constrict around you as your arms are pressed up against your chest. You are just unable to move much more than your wrists, unable to make any sort of attack against it. Whew. Rael, you are up.
I do it again, but better. Gonna continue slicing open this
All
portal.
right. Make an attack roll.
16.
16 will absolutely hit, and Dai came up to get involved in this, though they did not manage to do anything useful. You would now get sneak attack just from their presence, so
Thank you, Dad.
like their overall awesomeness is helping.
That's gonna be 12.
How do you slice it open? How do you kill it?
So with one hand, I've overhand stabbed the rapier into its back, and I've pulled it down. And with the other hand, I'm just going to run in and grab what I perceive as its spine and just start ripping it out.
Amazing. So you watched one of your allies be devoured by one of these completely, no hope of saving them. And then Ajax, the second to be completely engulfed. And you know you're kind of the only hope at this point, and you just go, not again. This is not happening. And then stabbing your rapier in there, and the most solid thing you find as you pull out, you can feel the muscles and the sinew just popping away. You can hear the flesh tearing, blood and viscera running down your arm, going up the sleeve, and finally, just using the leverage of the blade, you give one last pull, and you can all hear this incredibly loud snap and rip as this section of spine just breaks away, the bone tearing the skin wall wide open. And you also see as Ajax, you boom, flump out of this thing, and you are laying prone on your hands and knees from where this thing has just been sundered.
Ugh.
Good one.
Denka, it's your turn.
If these things bite, it's time to bite back, and you'll see Denka open his mouth real wide, and you'll see his fangs protrude just a little more, as I will do a fanged bite on it. And it's an advantage since I'm at half or lower health.
There you go.
Oh,
And that's a natural 20!
Oh!
get
All
some,
right, give me some damage.
Alright.
get that word fucking ass.
Yep. Alright, so from the bite is not super impressive. The bite's going to be 6 points. Nope. 7 points of damage. That's
Nice.
I also get healed for. And then the marked necrotic is another 7.
Oh, cool. This thing has definitely had better days. And you will hear once again, he said, "Noble, through a circle that ever returneth into the self-same spot, and much of the madness and more of sin and the horror, the soul of the plot." Yes, it's true. I have been ill, very ill, but why do you say I've lost control of my mind? Why do you say that I am mad? Can you not see? I have full control of my mind. The illness only made of my mind. It made my feelings, my senses stronger, more powerful. Yes. These noble creatures, they'll triumph. They'll reduce the world to red powder and white bone and the blackness of the pit. And only then will the incessant heartbeat stop. Only then.
Longest 6 seconds of my life.
I know.
I just do like the fuck.
As that happens, you all will notice that 2 of these corpses, their eyes
Oh, come on, bro.
open. I know.
Fuck's sake.
And they will join the fray as well. First, though, it's time for the worm to attack you, Denka.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh, that's a 24 to hit.
Well, it does.
Cool. Oh, damn. That's
The thing I
that-
healed.
how much damage did you take 13 points of piercing damage.
So I'm unconscious. Because that is all of my hit points.
Which means you automatically fail your dexterity saving throw.
Yeah.
And you are swallowed.
Cool. Level 1, guys.
I know. One of these is going to first will attack die.
Take
Hey, that's a 21 to hit.
Graphic too.
I'm
Cool.
going to impose disadvantage with my shield, you fucking bastard.
Okay. Let's see here. Does a 14 hit?
It does, yeah.
Fuck.
Alright. Cool. So die, you can take yourself 5 points of slashing damage as this creature claws into you, and then the other one was going to attack you, Ajax. And that is single digits, so I'm not even worried about the chain-mailed ass on what that thing does. Die, it's your turn.
So these things clearly undead. I'm gonna run away from them and jump on the worm and also do a fang bite attack.
All right, this one will get an opportunity attack on you.
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay, that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
So you will take 5 points of slashing damage.
I am down.
And you watch as Die gets ready to go into a big heroic charge, claw raking across their back, and boom, hits the ground, unconscious.
My jacket.
Ajax, you're up. I will say this: the big worm's looking rough.
Yeah.
These other
Yeah, that's
things, not so much. They're looking pretty fresh, but that big worm's looking
Yeah.
rough.
And which one of them, like, I can't tell which one of these are alive
Sure.
zombies.
Let
versus dead
me
zombies.
do something to help with that. We'll mark them. Does that help?
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go.
That one will
gonna
make an
go to
opportunity
work.
attack against you.
Go ahead, bastard.
17 hit.
No. Suck my dick.
Oh, amazing. So this one reaches
Suck
out
my
to claw
fucking
at
dick,
you,
bitch.
and as it does, you just bat its arm away with your shield. This isn't just like, oh, I barely defended myself. You saw it coming in and just, fuck you.
Yeah, I fell out of the worm. I immediately reached for my shield. My left hand isn't actually good at holding on to things for very long, so I just slide my hand through the
Love it.
thing. I turn and I go to fucking slash this damn worm with
Alright,
my
make an
short sword
attack.
again.
Make an
Here we
attack roll.
go. Here we fucking go. Dirty 20 to hit.
Absolutely hits. Give me damage, please.
Fucking 7 points of slashing damage.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, dude, straight up. I'm cutting through. No, not again. Not fucking. Get out of there! And I just like put it in and rip.
So, Rael, you'd be the only one conscious to see this, but you see as Ajax running up, placing their boot on one of these nearby benches here in the cellar, leaps up and fully stabs it in, like full on, like Captain Blood. And then with two fists, you watch as they yank downward, and like a pirate captain riding down the sail, you watch the front of this worm is undone like a fucking zipper as it just spreads outward wider, looking like a butterfly coming out of the cocoon. But instead of a butterfly, you're just getting guts and viscera, and you see as Denka's unconscious form slumps out of this. As the husk of this worm hits the ground, these two creatures also fall to the ground, completely inert. The ones that were attacking. Yeah, that one is dead, Dunsky. You guys are out of combat, but for the sake of initiative, because you do have two unconscious allies, Rael, you're up. What do you want to do?
Because Die is closest to me, I'm gonna do a medicine
Yeah,
check.
give me a medicine
try and
check.
Stabilize. That is a 16.
16. You are far from a doctor. However, you've treated wounds in your time. Your own, possibly some other cutthroats you've run with. You can see where the problem is. You apply pressure where need be, and it's gonna be all right. Like they're unconscious, but their breathing is controlled. They're
don't-
going to be
I
Okay.
don't breathe.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So my eyes open, maybe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that's right. You're Dampier. You don't breathe.
We don't know that.
So,
You don't know
They're
that.
dead,
but now,
bitch.
Yeah.
there is
My
something
God, they're
interesting
fucking
about
dead.
them. You're able to feel the. I'll amend that slightly. You can feel the pulse. It's slow, but it's consistent. This doesn't feel like a body that's going through like arrest, like it's going through death throes. They're not breathing. That's weird. But through that check, you're like, I feel like they should be stable. Everything should be okay, but they're definitely weird. Denka,
Mm-hmm.
give me a death saving throw.
That's a failure.
Alrighty. I mean, Die, you're unconscious. You haven't come around yet. So Ajax, what do you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a medicine check. I'm proficient in this, so.
Cool.
Huh. 14.
14. It's difficult. You're frazzled a bit. like, colleague of yours was digested by one of these things.
My friend. My friend is dead.
And you find yourself having to catch your nerves, and you're just going, I don't know if I can handle losing someone else. You find yourself trying to focus, trying to get this new individual you have just met to somehow, some way stop dying on you. This has been not the day you needed or frankly wanted. And maybe not consciously, but you feel your mind, your soul, your essence, your self reaching out to Yoros, just seeing if that spirit can guide you. And almost subconsciously, you feel like you can feel a second set of hands on top of yours as you put pressure on the wound. You check for the breathing.
I don't breathe either.
You check for the breathing and don't find anything. It's weird. So you both are fine. Why do we have two
Yeah.
Dampiers? That's weird.
Fucking bizarre. I'm just a dude. I'm literally a human fighter, and we have two Dampiers.
And it's
The fuck?
well, you don't find any of it just out of frustration, because you do frustration well. You just throw your fist down on their chest out of frustration, and Denka, you don't breathe, but you take a breath from that as Denka is stabilized. Looking around here in this room, one thing you definitely recognize quickly, you do see the body of Baroness Eleanor Burnett, very dead.
Is the maniac still fucking quoting?
The Count is still there. He's stopped quoting, and he's just kind of muttering to himself. You can't hear much of what he's saying. Every now and then you'll just hear mutterings of the eye. Yes, the eye saw me, or I knew I had to end the vulture.
Alright. I'm gonna pick up the tiefling here. Can you get Die?
Absolutely. Should we come back for Eleanor's body?
No, I can get her. Hold on, I'll take my shield off and put it on my back and try to pick her up clumsily, because this arm is not great. So
You have ended the heroes, and you're taking some of the guests. Has the party ended?
Yeah, the party's fucking over.
What am I supposed to do if there's no festivities? Where do I go?
walk into the sea for all I give a fuck.
Make an intimidation check.
Uh, Oh yeah, of course I'm proficient. 20.
So I will take a picture of that. But he, I haven't been on a long walk in so long. Yes, yes, I believe it's to the east, and he will start climbing his way up out of this cellar.
Goddamn.
And it takes you a little time to get up there, with two of you carrying a corpse and two very unconscious bodies. And with almost comedic precision, as you reach the master bedroom level where you had met the Mad Count, your allies just come to consciousness, so they're able to just move on their own slowly, but you're able to all exit this deathly quiet abode.
Is the
Outside, oh yes,
is the guy from before still out there?
he is still out there. He's almost completely finished his bottle of wine.
I'm gonna bite him. I'm gonna fang bite him. Knock knock.
Make an attack roll with advantage because of how low you are on hit points.
With advantage.
Yeah.
That is a 21.
That will definitely hit. Go ahead and give me damage here. Go ahead and give me damage.
Okay. That's only 2, but I get 2 hit points back from that.
Okay, he will survive. He will survive that.
And I just throw him to the other guy. Here you go.
And you can see that the count has started to wander off towards the east. Still, the sea. Yes, the sea. The sea. I must find the sea. He's just heading off in that direction. And it doesn't take you long to return to your carriage and Zimmenhofer. Oh, very good. Yes, I'm just curious. Is Master Euros still inside?
They're mulch. They're dead.
Oh dear. Well, I suppose it is a risk of the employment. And they will reach into their vest and they pull out a flask, and you watch as they just whip their hand open and 5 shot glasses appear in it. They pour some in each one. They offer one to each of you, including you as well, Denka. Well, I assume you're riding back with us.
If I could.
Well, not to be morbid, but there is certainly room. Well, may fallen friends never be forgotten. He will collect the shot glasses from you, and they will disapparate. He'll put the flask back, and you will not unceremoniously place the body of the Baroness on the back of the carriage here. It doesn't take you long to make the day's ride back to your benefactor as uneventful as the journey there. You explain to Baron Henrik how you found his spouse. While it is difficult news for him to swallow, he's very thankful that you not only found what happened, but you brought her body home, so proper rites can be performed, and you stopped whatever it was that was taking place there. And in exchange for your success, he will give each of you, on top of the rewards promised to you, you can each add 50 gold to your inventory, a bonus for bringing her body home. Here's
I want
the tale.
Doris' cut as well.
Make a persuasion check. With advantage.
17.
Okay. You can have the 100 gold that Euros would have gotten. And each of you, you may have your choice added to your character sheet. You may have the title of constable added to your name, which will have possibly certain benefits. You may have one crime that you have committed expunged from your record, or you may have 100 gold. You may pick on those. Denka, you had no contract, so you get nothing.
Yep. I figured.
And he will be very thankful to your work. In the days and weeks that follow, the Baron spirals. Some great despair over losing the one who helped him lead wisely. He goes almost into cruelty. However, you are able to convince him to step down. This is not the job for him. A council replaces his leadership within this town. And the individual who you met out front, you learn is a man by the name of Montresor Wend. As his madness fades, he thanks you all for sparing him, and he seems to remember the long-haired rocker fellow being a bit flirtatious with him, trying to nibble on his neck, and he doesn't do that on the first date, but he appreciated the thought. Asks you all if you ever... Oh, go ahead.
I hand him a small scroll with my address. Hey, I like him rich.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. That's an 18.
18. Montresor Wend will hand you a small iron key, and he'll explain. This will allow you to use the servant's entrance to my abode, should you wish any company in the evenings.
Well, I am certainly at your service.
Oh, I do hope so. I look forward to it greatly.
As do I. And as soon as he turns around, I just go...
And he does promise also, yes, he does promise that he will make sure that he gets your band booked at some of the...
great. Draco Lich fist fight?
Yeah. He will absolutely get them booked at some establishments in town, and he'll make sure that there are venues that you would want to play. He's smart enough to know that you would not want to play someone's like high tea, as that's not your crowd.
Well, yeah, I thank him profusely. Are my eyes still white from the dagger?
Oh yeah. As long as you carry that dagger, your eyes are completely white.
Is there
that
a
not
chance?
normal?
Yeah. Is there a chance I could like ritual cast or cast identify out of
Absolutely. I mean, all it does is, so you already have dark vision, but that
Okay.
dagger gives you dark vision out to 60 feet, and it's also what causes the cataracts to show up. And it's a
Got it.
+1 dagger. That's everything it does.
Okay. Cool.
But the completely milked over white eyes look kind of cool. So maybe that could be kind of like a new look thing, kind of help reinvent Dracula's fist fight there. Like maybe this is the next.
We need a
Step.
gimmick, and we've already got like. Yeah, I think that we could manage that.
But with all of that, two things happen. One, you can all, just through the hobnobbing and rubbing elbows with some of the folks that you've gained access to from this, you may all select a common magic item to add to your character sheet. So, of your choice, one common magic item, and everyone is now level 2. As we will see what the next step in your careers are. We'll see if you all survive. Will Jordan have to play his third character upon the next one? But the Mosque of the Worms case is closed. The next case, that's for another time. We find out what chaos awaits.